I hate this game. I don't know if you've ever had students do that, but this is why I'm not a huge fan of baseball. Anyway, blue glasses, Paul Marlette. This is another video in the series of object manipulation. Okay, it's always the fun part of phys ed when we get to start hitting and throwing stuff. This is in conjunction with the ARPDC and is part of the Physical Education and Wellness Implementation Guide. In this video, as you can see, we're going to be talking all about batting. Now, a couple things about batting. Double-handed batting is one of the least intuitive skills that you'll ever teach. At a young age, as young as 3 or 4, kids start throwing and trying to catch things. What happens, though, is that when we get into batting, and again, I wouldn't expect kids to be able to do baseball batting, probably till like grade 3, 4, 5 if I'm teaching it in class. The reason being is that the number one thing that makes a difference is repetition. It takes so many misses in order for the brain to be able to judge how fast, the altitude, if there's any curve on it, which you're not going to get in elementary. But the brain has to make so many calculations in such a short period of time that it's actually really challenging. I don't know if you've ever had a class of playing softball where you have 3 strikes. You're going to have a lot of disappointed kids. I used to play that you're there until you hit. Now that also takes up a lot of time. We've got a lot of kids standing around. So my little thing about baseball is, so here's like a classic elementary baseball. If you actually look at the profile, it's a circle. So this is what I've done with all of my wooden baseball bats. This is the margin of error you have in a regular game of baseball. It's very, very small. This bat has been planed down to become something called a lapta bat. Lapta is a Russian game, predates baseball, and you actually hit overhead. So much wider surface area. I am going to go through the traditional batting progression just so you can see it for those of you who use it. But I'm going to spend the majority of the time talking about this bat. This bat is a cricket bat. You can buy plastic ones. They're all right. I actually have a group of parents who have made me a class set. Now, why would I go to cricket? Look at the size of the surface area of that bat. It's a much more intuitive stroke. It's more like golf. The other nice thing that I'm a huge proponent of cricket. The other thing I like about it is that I can have groups as small as 3 out on the field playing for the entire class, and they're going to be batting and catching and throwing, just the 3 of them, way more contacts than you ever would get in baseball. Okay, it's hard to play baseball with 3. So the alternatives to baseball are things like quick cricket, backyard cricket, continuous cricket, lapta. I actually play lapta with my younger kids with this bat. And the crazy thing, do I have it? This is a lapta ball. It's actually a bunch of plastic bags and some tape. Okay, you hit it, it doesn't hurt. It's super fun. Okay, I love these things where you have to make equipment as well. The other one is a game called Bete Hombro. So again, I have all kinds of different bats. You can see they're not bought. This is an older kid's Bete Hombro bat. The nice thing about Bete Hombro is that you can hit 1 hand or 2 hand. The ball can even be rolled, so you have to learn how to hit it off the ground. It's just a much more engaging game when kids are learning the skill. So let's get started. I'm going to go through what I call a side bat or a side swing, which is your traditional swinging for baseball. I don't play softball or baseball in my school, but I have a makeshift tee. If you are going to be doing baseball with young kids, please make sure the ball is stationary. You can get away with it in cricket, but it doesn't hurt either. So the 4 progressions that we've been working through are the emerging, the developing, the acquired, and the accomplished. And we have those 3 main phases from our cusps, which is the preparation, the carry-out, and the completion. The other big thing with baseball and cricket, it's hard to figure out which way kids bat. Do they bat left? Do they bat right? I'm going to have to leave that for another video, though. A quick way to do it is have them do both. Remember, bilateral training, and one's going to feel better It's actually the easiest way. So first stage, let's go into side swing. First phase in our emerging, what you're actually going to see if kids have no instruction is that they'll actually face where they're going, they'll hold the bat to the side, and they'll swing. I'm not actually going to hit the tee, just because you don't need to see that in order to understand the progression. So I'm standing face on, and I just swing and try and hit it. Okay, not very accurate, all arms, similar to when kids learn how to throw over or underhand. Only one part of their body is moving. When we get into the developing, we're going to start to get kids, again, because a little education, we're going to get them at least standing perpendicular, and we're going to have them rest the bat on their shoulder. So a developing swing, you can see the ball, I would hit it. All we're going to do is we're going to twist our hips and let the ball swing. And if you set that tee at the right height, you'll hit that ball every time. So that's a developing, just looks like that from the side. Okay, I'm standing up. Just let the ball fall right off the shoulder. That's a developing swing. No movement in the feet yet, it's just all in the hips, and the bat just falls down. All the motion is in the arms and the shoulders. As we get into that acquired, what you're going to start to look for is a little more of an athletic stance, shoulders over knees, bat still going to rest on the shoulder, and it's going to look like this. Watch the back foot, that's the biggest piece, still resting on the shoulder. As I twist, I'm just letting that bat fall off my shoulder. Notice that the follow through as well is now moving to the opposite side of the body. When we get to that accomplished, okay, this is your baseball players. Just how they hold the bat's going to be different. Looser grip, by the way, hands together. It's a big one in the resource. A lot of times kids are going to start at that early phase with their hands apart. Want the hands right together. If the bat's too long, choke them up. Okay. Okay, acquired. We're going to be here. Lots more momentum happening. It's almost like a golf swing. The bat is going to actually change direction based on the pitch, if it's high, medium, or low. But now the bat's not resting on the shoulder, it's up. Most of my weight is on my back foot. As I swing through, it's a huge hip rotation. The arms are driving full extension. And by the time I hit the ball, I'm rolling my wrists over, and I'm finishing on the opposite side of my body. So I'm set up, bat comes in, whoosh, and it's really fast once you see once you see it in full motion. Okay? So 4 stages. Again, you're going to build your technique, you're going to build your things to help work kids through that. Okay? So that's the side swing. I like that. I wonder if I can actually hit off that tee. Let's just try. I'll do a developing swing. So you have them drop the bat. That's where it is. I'm going to turn my hips, drop the bat. That's all there is to it. As soon as you introduce the notion of someone swinging, it's going to get much more complicated. I think I'll use this bat. This bat is like the perfect elementary bat. I'll actually drop a link into a video that I shot that also has the plans for these. It's super lightweight, cost under like $5 to build. You just need someone with some power tools. But this one's good all the way down to like grade 1 and 2. You can even cut them off and make them shorter for the kindergartens. All right, side batting. Now, as I said, I am not a fan of baseball in terms of education. I am a huge proponent. Proponent? I don't think that's the right word, is it? I'm an advocate. I'm a huge advocate for cricket. These are my own wickets, because kids kept breaking the other ones. Again, I had some parents help with that. So in this game, if you're not familiar with it, it's a much different stroke. So the big thing here is that I'm going to show you what a acquired, what is it called? Just lost it. Accomplished, that's the word. What an accomplished underswing looks like. Okay? So I'm setting up. Whoosh. Whoosh. I don't know why the sound effects. Just makes me happy. Whoosh. Almost threw the bat there. Whoosh. Now, one of the things you're going to notice about this is that as the bat comes through, it stays vertical. So remember what we compared. In a baseball, you're trying to hit about 2 centimeters worth of wood. In cricket and all these other games, I have this whole surface to hit. Way easier, so much more success early on when kids are learning how to bat. So the emerging phase is going to look like this. Hands are going to be apart, legs are straight, and they're just going to swing the bat. And it's going to go off to the side, it's going to go up. Okay? What do you think the ball is going to do? It's going to go really high, or it's going to go off to the side. Next stage is our developing. Developing, we're going to get them perpendicular. You're going to start to see that. Hands may be open or apart. And the swing is going to do the same. Okay, it's going to flick up. So this is that beginner stage. They're starting to understand how to control the bat. The next phase is what you're going to see is they're going to start to check the bat. So like we had a rest on the shoulder, in cricket, we want that bat to rest on the foot. That's how we know where the bat starts. Okay? So the acquired phase, they're going to be perpendicular to the bowler. They're going to be set up, athletic stance, and they're going to drive that lead elbow. Okay? As you drive that lead elbow, what it does is it keeps the bat flat. So they drive the elbow, the bat's going to fluctuate around, but they're not going to have any control on where that goes. Now behind me, this is the strike zone. So as you can see as I swing, I'm trying to keep the bat in front of that wicket. Not my body. Okay? You can't do that in the game. But as I come through, I'm trying to get that ball out. When we get to that acquired stage, the accomplished phase, what you're going to see is you're going to see them actually moving more of the weights on the back. As that ball comes in and bounces, they're going to adjust their bat based on where they want it to go. So they're either going to come inside, outside, put a different angle on the ball, and they can actually control where it's heading. I can keep it on the ground. By keeping the bat flat and down, I can lift it up if I want. I can also angle it to the left and to the right based on what I'm doing. But it's that checking and it's that loose, low position. Do you see that? It shows up in every single skill. When we say bend your knees, that should be like plastered across every gym in the country. Bend your knees, shoulders over top. It's that athletic position. Okay, it shows up everywhere, and it increases student success so much. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have my amazing daughter, Zoe, just bowl a few balls for me in cricket so you can see kind of how this works. I'm going to go through the progressions pretty quick. We're going to use different kind of balls. In cricket, quick cricket, we use tennis balls. But we're also going to take a look at a couple others. So she's just going to throw it in whenever I'm doing this. We want it to bounce. So it has to bounce before the wicket. Okay? She's not going to throw too hard. There it is. Okay? So I'm set up. I'm tapping. I'm ready. There it is. Awesome. She just got me out. But if we're starting, it looks more like this. Right? Hands are apart. There's a lot of just movement going on. Okay? Often what happens is because they don't have the control of the elbow, it's going to pop up, which means they're going to get out more. Okay? The other big thing that we found in one of my workshops that I was running was that sometimes it's hard to get that elbow up. And one of the participants said, well, what if you hooked your fingers around and put your hand flat on the bat? So early on in those phases, you can actually just put your hand on the back of the bat to get that motion. So I'll just do one of those as well, just so you see how that works. It was a brilliant modification, because now the bat is going the right direction. Okay, I'm down, ready, popping it up. So it's just, again, it's all these progressions that start to get kids comfortable. And other than that, the game called Bete Hombro, I'll just show you how that kind of works as well. So Bete Hombro, it's going to use a really short wicket, like so. Do we have a wiffle ball over there? Wiffle balls are great because they don't go as far. In this one, the ball can even be rolled. So the nice thing is that I can use one hand. Again, try and use both hands. It's funny, it's hard, it's challenging. It's good for students. So if she does a lot of nice little bounces, just roll it nice and low. There it is. Now I have to get way down and hit it in a very different manner. Maybe one bounce this time, trying to hit this little wicket. Okay, I can use one hand to hit. I can use two hands to hit. It increases that variety. The other thing you can do with little kids, when I say little, I mean K to 2, is to play the same game with smaller bats and bigger balls. So there's a dodgeball. The bigger the ball, the way more accuracy, not accuracy, the chances of them making it, hitting it, go up significantly. Right? Now, each of these games also has a catching component and a running component. So because I've just brought up cricket, I'm going to have Zoe just roll me a couple of tennis balls, because this brings up a good point with throwing and catching. So when we're catching a ball in cricket, we're generally using a small ball. When that's below our belly button, we're going to use that basket catch. Okay? So if Zoe rolls ones in here, I want you to watch how I get down to it. Okay? Now this is also in baseball. What I've done is that as the ball comes in, it's bouncing, and I don't want it to get past me. So we practice what we call a knee drop, and I'm going to protect my body with my basket. Okay? In cricket, there's no gloves. Okay? Throw another one there, Zoe. So as it comes in, I'm going to pick it up. Okay? From there, I can go through my step point throw, so you can link these skills. Can you throw one more at me here, Zoe? Because more advanced students, once they have that accomplished catching, as it comes in, they might actually just run forward with that basket ready so they don't have to stop, so they can attack the ball. The other thing is that when the tennis ball comes at you, a little harder, you can also catch it. The other nice thing is that if it goes up really high, maybe not quite that high. It goes in high. Sorry, we're in a tight gym. When it goes up high, there it is, we can practice this thing called nose to hip. A traditional cricket ball is like a rock. So as the ball is coming in, it's another good time to work on some different absorption. Whenever you're catching it, high into the hip, now we're protecting. So a little bonus there in terms of some cricket fielding. Thank you so much. Hope I've tweaked a little interest in some cricket. And if not, there's all kinds of batting games out there as well. So thank you very much. We've got a few more little videos, and we'll see you on the other side. Come on.